A few voluntary minicamp practices. Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com is reporting that Deshaun Watson has the, quote, inside track to be QB1 over Shedeur Sanders, considering his experience. Reports say that Shedeur will still be in competition with Deshaun and still has a good shot. However, Deshaun does have the edge right now. So does this say more about Deshaun Watson or does this say more about Shedeur Sanders? Again, very early. We're talking voluntary minicamp here. But nonetheless, what do you think, Wilbon?
Deshaun, you're paying him, you've already paid him the lion's share of $258 million guaranteed. That's the deal. And so here's somebody that Cleveland thought was going to be a franchise quarterback at the level of Patrick Mahomes, who he once was compared with favorably. It's been so long, none of us can believe that now. Of course that was the case. So all he's done the last few off seasons is, like you said during the break, have crisis management or try to come back from Achilles tears. Either way, we don't know. His off seasons have been nothing. The last time we saw him, he wasn't a quarterback who should be mentioned in the same essay with 15 in Kansas City. So now we're looking at a guy that people once had enough faith in as an NFL quarterback for him to be coveted. So it says, can he be reclaimed? Is the talent gone? Does the way he feels about himself and maybe the way the franchise feels about him, can that be recaptured, or is that over? And even if you can recapture it, Shay and Stephen A., will the community stand for it? You've got an entire litany of questions under center, and you got an entire litany of questions in a community. And we don't know where this is going, but this is about Deshaun Watson. Does he even have it within him and those around him? Do they have the stomach for it to even figure out how to reconcile all these things? So Shedeur has to wait. He is on the side right now waiting while Deshaun figures out whether he can play, whether the Browns figure out whether he can play, and if he can, are we going to stomach this?
Stephen A., it's been like 2 years since we've seen Deshaun Watson play quarterback. What do you think?
A long time.
It's been a long time. And he has certainly been a huge, huge disappointment. We don't know what the hell happened to him. You know what? You can have ordeals in your life that affect you, but you certainly don't anticipate that it will strip you of your game. And that's what happened to him. It'd be one thing if you had some nasty injury or whatever, and that's what it was. But before he got injured, he wasn't looking great. And that's what really resonated with us because, as Mike Wilbon pointed out, there was a time when he was being compared to Patrick Mahomes. It was Patrick Mahomes and everybody else, but Deshaun Watson was coming because that's how elite he was in Houston. So to see the precipitous, flagrant drop-off that has taken place in his career, it's been incredibly, incredibly alarming. Having said that, Wilbon, I don't have any problem with him having the inside track because of that money. It was $238 million guaranteed, $230 million guaranteed, and then the extra $28 million, like you pointed out. You paying him all of that money, damn it. Every executive that I've ever known wants to try to make their investment look good. They don't want to look lost. They invest that kind of money in you. They want to give you that level of justification. Here it is. And this is why I want to applaud Coach Todd Monken, because he said something that I think is applicable in any business that you're in, not just football. I want to read this quote that he said in his press conference at the scouting combine to you, Shay, and you, Wilbon. He says, quote, "I think any time that you have a player that at one time has exhibited the skill set and at an elite level, I think you're always going to give them the benefit of the doubt that somehow we might be able to get that out of them again." Why is that important? Because, Wilbon, you to a stronger degree, me to a lesser degree, we lament the fact that what the late, great John Chaney, the coach at Temple, and your brother and mine, the late, great John Thompson, God rest their wonderful souls, have said to us. What did they lament? What did they abhor? The microwave mentality. That's what they called it. You know what? You ain't done a damn thing yet. You want everything quick. You want everything now. You don't have to work through it. They applauded, and history has applauded those who have shown you at least once upon a time they could do it. Shedeur Sanders is on the sidelines now. He obviously has a boatload of potential, and we wish him nothing but the best, and we anticipate that he's only going to get better, and he'll be in the NFL for years to come. But on the football field, he has yet to prove that he deserved to be a number one. Once upon a time, Deshaun Watson was not only a number one, he was the face of a franchise and an absolute star. When somebody produces like that for you in any industry, including ours, what you want is for superiors to look at you and say, we know what he can do. He did it before. He could do it again. Let's see him do it. That's what you want to see, as opposed to somebody writing your epitaph like you're finished. And that's the key here. Monken's not doing that as the new coach for the Cleveland Browns. I think it's wise because I think he knows he can always go to Shedeur Sanders. He can't let go of Deshaun Watson and then come back and course correct if things go wrong in a different direction. This is the safe way to go. This is the wise way to go. And I think it's best for the organization and the city to give Deshaun Watson every last chance imaginable to justify that bag that he got. This is the last chance. I have no problem with it.
So Mary Kay is a phenomenal reporter, but isn't this common sense?
Yes, she is.
He's been around that organization longer. He's been in the league longer. He's making more money. This is the obvious track the Cleveland Browns are on. And actually, I applaud them for believing in this and doing the right things in terms of quarterbacks.
It might be obvious, Shay. It might be obvious, but we have to go to what Wilbon was saying. Wilbon brought up a very salient point when he brought up the city. You know what? You got a business to run. You got a business to sell. And with Haslam and the investment that he made and how it compromised the direction of the franchise to the point where Myles Garrett was looking to get traded until you gave him his bag, and you just saw a level of despondency and absence of faith in the direction of the franchise. Wilbon made the point. How is the city? How receptive are they going to be to all of this? You got to sell it to your fan base as well, because Lord knows you've taken them for granted and you haven't given that great sports town in Cleveland, Ohio, the product they richly deserve when it comes to their Browns. They have been, it doesn't get much better than the Cleveland Browns fan base when it comes to their team. And they have given them little to nothing to celebrate since Baker Mayfield won a playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2020.
Well, they'll get to weigh in. Greater, Northeast Ohio will get to weigh in. This is just the start of this. And Shedeur, I feel bad for Shedeur Sanders that he is just this could be a major circus. We don't know what the feedback will be once. Let's say we get to August and the Browns announce that Deshaun Watson is their starter. And then the reaction comes out. Now, football people would like you to believe that they're operating in some vacuum and we're just going to make the best decision for this football. No, this is not going down like that. The Northeast Ohio community will have a lot to say about it. And so will Deshaun Watson in terms of his own behavior. If he just thinks he's going to hide and only play football and anything else is a distraction, he's going to sadly find out what a distraction is if he tries.
Got to be more than that.
Stephen A., there better be some real smart, savvy counsel around this man. And he better be incredibly receptive to it. And he's going to have to understand there's going to be some sacrifice on his part, that just because he outperformed Shedeur Sanders on a practice field does not mean he's going to ever again be the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns.
Right. All right.
Well, even if he is, he's got to be out in the community too.
Yes,
he's got to be retained. He got to get out there and show.
He
owes them. He owes them more than throwing a few touchdown passes.
No doubt.
He's got to be a model citizen.
We'll see how this plays out. Circus maybe was the right word, because I'm sure we will follow through with this with mandatory minicamp, preseason football, et cetera, et cetera. Still to come here on First Take. The Knicks look like they maybe have turned things around.